Hello everyone, my name is OCC and I work out of the Corporate Communications Unit. I have here with me today the Group GMD, Herbert Wigwe. He was gracious enough to give us out of his time to talk about the right issue. The truth is, all he talks about these days is the right issue. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, OCC. How are you?
Very fine, sir.
Good.
Thanks for taking out the time for this.
Thank you.
There are tons of questions from staff about the right issue. We hope you'll be able to shed some light about this.
Of course, of course.
Currently, the rights sell at a premium to market. How do we convince investors about this?
Three things, first of all, let us separate the issue around the value of our business, the value of Access Bank, from what is happening in a market that is going through turbulence around the macro, around the political issues. In normal circumstances, it wouldn't happen like that, okay? But I'll take it from beginning. Now, our shares are at a deep discount to book. Okay? Imagine that before we started the rights issue, our shares were trading at about 11 naira, 10.90, etc., etc. And even at that time, it was a discount to book. When we first got approvals, we said, okay, let's make it a discount to market. So we put it at 8 naira 90 kobo. Meanwhile, the market was at 10 naira 90 kobo. Okay? Now the markets went into turmoil. And we said, okay, let's bring it out to 690. So today, if you like, all right, we've offered our shares at a 40% discount to book. There's only so much more you can chase the market that is going through a turmoil. It's a fractured market, okay? The market is responding to the political issues, is responding to the macro issues, etc. In the good old days, let me tell you what would have happened. You would have gotten a technical suspension because of the corporate action. And right after that, the shares will be allowed to trade. Okay, but it had been abused in the past, so the Securities and Exchange Commission did not allow it to happen. Okay, but let me tell you what is likely to happen now. As we release our results and all of that, the share price will now start trending upwards, to the rights price and perhaps above that. That's point number one. Point number two, if you look at the number of shares being traded on the exchange now, the daily shares, the daily trades rather, it's very thinly traded. So it is for very small buyers. Okay, so that is not reflective of where the market is. Your book price, not even market, is at 10 naira 90 kobo. Okay, that is your book price. Most shares should be trading at a premium to book, except if there's an extraordinary event, okay, which is not a positive event. Now, you are one of the biggest banks in the country. You are one of the top 5 banks. You are one of the systemically important banks. You are one of the banks with the best risk rating. So normally, it should be trading at a premium, even to book. But here we are, discount to book, and we're giving a 40% discount on our book price. Then finally, one of the things you will find out as we move on is the fact that the long-term shareholders understand where the enterprise is headed. And so they understand that taking it at such a deep discount to book is a gift. At 40% discount to book, it is a gift. And as you pay dividends, the dividend yield becomes very high, higher than normal, all right? And therefore, it will correct. So there's no problem with it. The thing is that it's just a timing issue and it will adjust. I think what is critical and what is important to Access people is just as we are doing now, for them to understand that the value of our enterprise is grossly undervalued, if you like, on the stock exchange. But the long-term investors who understand where the enterprise is headed, all right, should and will take a position if they are going to take tomorrow and maximize wealth. And that is the response we're getting from those who understand the market, rather than scalpers who just want to play with the market overnight.
So talking about the response from the market, can you shed more light on what has been the overall response thus far?
The tracker is on, and we're getting overwhelming support from even retail investors. I'm so proud of what our guys are doing. Okay, today I think we have about 1,750 people on the tracker. So I'm saying that 1,750 professional staff have been able to sell shares, whether it's up to 1 million units and above, or it is 500,000 units, etc., just in line with what we want to achieve. Now, obviously, we still have about 1,000 people to go who need to get on the tracker. And I'm talking of now retail investors, not to talk of the wholesale critical stakeholders. So I think so much is being achieved. And I'm so proud of what we're doing, because it is a difficult time, all right? And so for our guys to be responding just as they've responded each time we've called people, all right, it gives me such great pride you won't even begin to imagine. Now, we have 2 weeks to go, all right? So we still have a long way, All right. I believe that in the next 2 weeks, as it happens in most offers, because it takes time to gather the momentum, we will see the tracker filled with everybody. And then we have the big stakeholders coming to take their position. We will buck the trend as we've done each time. Yeah.
Focus. So have you taken up your rights, and what's your investment case for this?
I've taken up my rights, and I'm taking up more. I believe in this institution more than anything else, more than any other investment I ever did. We are just about achieving our objective. We will be one of the very top 3 banks in this country. We will be the world's most respected African bank, and we are showing signs of it. We're showing signs of it in the UK, we're showing signs of it in Ghana, we're showing signs of it in Rwanda, etc. There will be no greater bank than this country in the next 3 to 5 years, I promise you. I don't believe that at 40% discount to book, which is a gift, that there's anybody who shouldn't take advantage of it if you truly know what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So for me, it's done. It's not an issue. And the interesting thing is that most of our big stakeholders, friends, family, etc., are standing up and doing the same thing. Even more than that, customers who know our ethical position, who have benefited from good quality service over time, are coming behind us. It's such a great experience.
That's very inspiring, sir. So what does the successful right offer mean for the bank? Where would it take us?
What does it mean for us?
Yes.
You know, we have a 5-year corporate strategic plan, which we've shared with everybody.
Yes.
That 5-year corporate strategic plan said a couple of things. It said we needed to increase our overall capital base by about $1 billion. All right. You know, we did some of it by way of debt capital issue. Now, this basically consolidates the equity side. Our 5-year corporate strategic plan says that by 2017, we will be one of the top 3 banks in this country. Top 3 does not necessarily mean number 3. Top 3 means you can be number 1 or number 2. OCCA, when this offer is concluded, as it will, definitely, when you start looking at the interesting ratios around capital adequacy, around, you know, how much capital you have, which is critical, by the way, all right, you will see us there. You know, one of the things that devaluation has done to most banks now is that the capacity of most banks to support the deals that they could do pre-December has reduced. What we have done is we've made sure that we have not gone back in time, all right, and we're building up more. So imagine the influx of customers coming in. Okay. It says a couple of other things. It talks about our risk rating. This capital consolidates and makes sure that even in a deteriorating macro for now, that we're there. Okay. So for me, I think for Access people as well, all right, the meaning of this successful rights issue is the fact that in spite of everything, Access Bank is well on track to being one of the top 3 banks in this country. We're already a tier 1 bank. We're already one of the top 5 banks. You know, jumping from number 4 to number 2 or whatever it is a bigger stretch as far as I'm concerned than jumping from number 7 to number 4. If you get the point I'm making, correct. So now we're making that big leap. And I'm sure you are seeing it. We're beginning to witness a lot of things coming. Great customer influx coming in, all right? Making that, you know, migration, seeking for better quality service, looking for a much more sustainable institution, etc., etc. We're witnessing it. And I think one of the challenges that we have is making sure that our risk management process, as we've typically done, is sufficiently robust to support us through this big migration, and that our systems and processes can contain it. We've addressed the issue around capital, which to some extent resolves risk. We're making changes as far as risk management is concerned to make it even more robust, all right? And we're enhancing our technology. I think 2 or 3 years from now, you know, we'll be celebrating that we've achieved what we wanted to achieve again in line with our 5-year corporate strategic plan. Access people will be the best people in this market.
It's exciting to know we're taking up the number 1 position, sir. Now to the last question. When I say I in this scenario, I mean all Access Bank employees.
Yes.
If I encounter a difficult customer, can I count on your support to help out?
Always on my support, on executive management support, on general manager, etc., etc. The entire leadership team is totally committed to this thing. You know, I've had people ask, is this the right time? There's never a right time. Never, never, never. When we're doing our Eurobond, people said, no, the headwinds were too much. Imagine if we hadn't done it then. Is it now that is a better time?
It's worse now.
So that's the point. Now, people say, you know, you should wait for this whole thing. How long do we know that the macro is going to continue like this? So the point is, at one point in time, you have to make up your mind and say, look, I will do all of these things. Now, so we appreciate that it's not the easiest of things. And so what we've done is to make sure that the entire leadership team is available to support this whole effort. And more importantly, we know that as we encounter difficulty, because not everybody is sufficiently discerning to understand and see the value. They just look at the straight thing. Oh, is it lower than the market price? But it doesn't work like that. But some people know that, wait a minute, we are seeing this future emerge. This is a truly underpriced asset. There's something called cost of capital. You can only reduce your share price by so much. If not, it becomes useless. You get the point I'm making? So I keep telling people, we're not reducing. At 690, we've already given out enough. Those who know Access will take that position as they are. It's amazing. The response from corporate Nigeria has been overwhelming. And you know what is interesting? It's young people like you who are talking to these customers. Sometimes they meet a block. They call me, they call Obinna, they call Liars, they call Sheyi, they call Roosevelt, etc. And as we go in, it works. So as we just ride through this remaining 2 weeks, all I want us to do is, let's just go and get it. We're almost done. Ever so close, we'll soon get it. Yeah.
We've had it all, a very inspiring time with the GMD. So we're all proud to be part of this journey as we're moving from a great to a greater organization. Thank you very much for your time.
Osisi, thank you. Thank you. Let's do it together.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We've heard it, team. The stakes are high, but the rewards are higher. I'm very honored to be on the journey as we're about to take tomorrow. Thank you very much.